It's Sunday. You know what that means. AEW Revolution is done. So let's kick an ash and let's cross it out. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the CrossYouOut podcast. And of course, I am your host, Eric Cross. And in today's show, we are going to talk about AEW Revolution.
AEW Revolution.
It has been a minute since I've been on the podcast. Of course, I've been doing the podcast with the Fuzon films and, been basically very busy with that, and I haven't had a moment to actually come back and do the podcast. So, it is what it is, but I am back, coming back with doing some stuff. I believe, the next time you see me on this, I will do a pocket dump. I had purchased some new things, so I'll do a pocket dump and give you guys kind of a more of a in-depth of what's going on in my world, but other than that, let's get into
AEW Revolution.
I like that. I like it. All right. So we have, the 0 hour, it was an okay 0 hour. Let's see, AJ, Big Boom, AJ, and QT Marshall pick up the victory in their tag team match. TBS champion Willow Nightingale wins against Lana Cross, and then also that kind of bleeds into the pay-per-view, the 20-man. Let's see, I'm saying that right. The 20-man Blackjack Battle Royal, and man, you want to start out the show, and I've been liking that they do this for a while now. Like they've done a couple of hot openings with from the 0 hour into the main show. Let's only see how long it takes for WWE to do that as well. But other than that, I mean, good opening match with the 20-man Blackjack Battle Royal. The winner of that is Jack Perry. He is now your new national champion. It was bound to happen. You look at this kind of this little feud that Ricochet and Jack Perry have been having the last couple months, and it's only fitting that he walks away with the title. We go into a tag team matchup, the Young Bucks versus FTR. The battle between who is the best tag team of all time. The FTR have been messing with the family of the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks are pissed off. The Young Bucks came out with their family, their the kids, all the younger Bucks in the family, and despite having the LA Pride, the Lakers, dripped in Laker gear inside the house, the Staples Center. It's not the crypto whatever's, it's the Staples Center to me. Even though having the purple and gold draped on them, and having also some nice Kobe's, I saw that, Nick and Matt. The Young Bucks fail to win the tag team championships. FTR picks up the victory, and of course we don't expect it, but Adam Copeland and Christian Cage return to get their shot at the World Tag Team Championships. And do we see a one-on-one tag team match between the Adam and Christian versus the FTR, or do we see a triple threat with the Bucks inside that as well? Because there was a standoff between all three competitors. The FTR was outside, Edge and Christian, well, Adam Copeland and Christian were in the ring right next to the Young Bucks, staring at each other. It felt like it was going to lead up to a triple threat tag team matchup, which possibly, very much possibly, we might see a ladder involved in this. That's only my that's my hope. So we move on to the no holds bar on no time limit. Or actually, excuse me, before we get into that one, the next match was it was Toni Storm versus Marina Shafir, and Toni Storm picks up the victory. It was a decent matchup between these two ladies. It was more grappling, more physical violence, than professional wrestling. As usual. At the end of the match, Toni Storm picks up the victory. At the end of the match, she goes up to the ramp, does her little pose where she likes to drop herself on the floor and do all this crazy stuff. Ronda Rousey comes out of nowhere and she is standing in the middle of the AEW ring. Are we going to get a Toni Storm Ronda Rousey match? I can care less about that because, Ronda Rousey, to me, she was a very terrible wrestler. In her eyes, I'm pretty sure she thinks she's the greatest of all time. But, she was decent at best. And then we also have a submissions match, a no holds barred match coming up on Dynamite this week. They're going to run it back. Bashir, I can't even talk right now. Toni Storm, Marina Shafir, 1-on-1, no holds barred match. And I'm pretty sure Ronda Rousey is going to come out and, make herself known. So we move on to the AEW Continental Championship match, the no time limit between Jon Moxley and Takeshita. I honestly felt like this match, again, they know how to work. They are absolutely amazing inside the ring together. They mesh very well. But at times this match very felt like it was a slow motion. It was not picking up. I don't know if it was just the crowd, how it was or what, because they were kind of up and down through the whole night. But for this match, I felt like their last pay-per-view match was 1,000 times better than this pay-per-view match. Not saying it was bad. This match was bad. I'm not saying that. But it was a really good match between them. Jon Moxley picks up the victory. He is still your Continental Champion. I love it. So we go into the women's tag team match. The Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron versus who is this? Megan Bain and Lena Cross. Decent match. It's a lead on from the 0 hour where they worked on Willow Nightingale's shoulder. Willow picked up the victory earlier on, but unfortunately she does not pick up the victory on this one. She gets I think it was either her got pinned. So we have new tag team champions, and it was decent. What can I say? And then we go into Swerve Strickland versus Brody King. I was expecting, another talk about some other stuff, hearing some F Ice and all that stuff, but didn't really hear it from the crowd. I'm pretty sure there was people out there chanting it, but I don't know. I could not hear the crowd as much during the show. I don't know if it was. I don't know what it was, but I was like, they look like they're into this, but I can't really tell if they're. I don't know. It was probably an audio thing, maybe, but to me, it was whatever's. Swerve Strickland picks up the victory on this one. I did not get to see the finish. I walked off for a second, grabbed some stuff, but Swerve picked up the victory. For what the match was up until the finish, what I saw was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. I love Swerve Strickland as a heel more than a babyface because, he's a natural heel. There are people that when you turn them babyface, you turn them into the good guy, they still come off like the bad guy. So I don't know. We go into the women's title match, 2 out of 3 falls. Tekla versus Chris Statlander, and it was a decent match. I'm not gonna lie. I think giving Tekla this title run is very well deserving. I think she deserves to be the champion right now, and I think who comes next between this whole feud. We'll never know, but Tekla does pick up the victory on this one, and Chris Statlander, again, I feel like she's popular, but she's not that popular where she needs to have a second title run. She had a title run, good, she deserved it. But having a second title run, I don't think that's gonna happen. But that's just me. We go on to the trios tag team title match. Mystico and Jet Speed versus the Don Callis family. This was okay. Again, I think this match should have been a TV match. This match should have been like a main event on Collision. I understand why they kind of put it on the pay-per-view. They have Mystico, whatever's. I mean, I've always never been really that impressed with Mystico, but for the most part, he's when he's on, he's on. You know what I mean? When he can go, he goes. But for the most part, he is not a special luchador. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but the Mystico and Jet Speed pick up the victory on this. They're your new trios champions, which is cool. I like it. All right, we go into the next match. Andrade El Idolo versus Bandito. This was a really good match. Two lucha libre wrestlers, they go out there and they want to run up each other. One is stiff as hell. The other one is same way. He's stiff as hell as well too. It was a really good back and forth match. Andrade picks up the victory on this one. I want to see another match for them. I would like to see another match for them. Seeing them work and being able to, go out there and wrestle, on a Dynamite, that would be good. Had to drink some water. Sorry about that. All right, we go into the next match. It is another trios match. It was Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong versus the Dogs. I don't like their name. David Finley, and and Gabe Kidd and this whole dogs. I know they couldn't use the War Dogs because New Japan I believe owns the rights to that, but the dogs. Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, and Roderick Strong pick up the victory on this one. This was a good kind of, honestly, let me say this: this whole entire show was very much a let's go out and break all the rules and let's just have a blunder type of matches. You know what I mean? But it was decent. It was really good. And for this match as well, there was, I do like the fact that they had, Darby Allin with his necklace wrapped around the tag rope. And, like Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy not even attempting to help him at any point besides going out and getting the scissors and cutting off the thing. But through the like almost like 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes was going by, and it's like even the crowd was like, please help Darby. It was so ridiculous. But nonetheless, they pick up the victory, and it was a good match for what it was. So we go on to this last match, which is Texas Death Match. MJF versus Hangman Adam Page. And the stipulation is if Page cannot pick up the victory, he will never fight for the AEW World title again. And I don't know how they're going to fix that or what they're going to do, but it's a good idea. They should have put it as long as MJF is the champion. They should have done that. That would have been fine, because then he loses the belt and then at some point he can wrestle again for it. But doing the Cody thing that he did, it's I don't know. I don't like that stipulation. Like give it the wiggle room where you're able to go and still fight for the title, but at the same time, you're still able to go for the world heavyweight title instead of saying, no, I'm not going to do it no more, but I don't know. I don't get that stipulation. Anyways, this match, holy shit. This was a violent, a cringy, and not like, how the kids say, oh, it's cringy. I'm talking about like horror movie violence. I'm talking about like this is overstepping the bounds of, hey, this is a street fight. Hey, this is a hardcore match or whatever. This was violence, and I think for the most part, the fans, I mean, granted, it was almost maybe 9:00, 9 something when the main event came on. And I'm pretty sure at this point they're all tired. It's, West Coast time. But man, this was violent. This was violence personified. There was glass, there was there was light tubes, there was barbed wire, there was tables, there was chairs wrapped in barbed wire, there was syringes, there was what are they, the skewers for making the meat, putting on him, man. Like, come on, it was violent. But it did get the point across that Hangman wanted to do everything he can, everything he needed to do to win this match. And then unfortunately, he did not win. MJF is still your AEW World Heavyweight Champion, and man, it was absolutely crazy, crazy match. That I mean, they put so much crazy stuff into this, and honestly, I was just like, how 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 do we top this? If you're gonna go into a Texas death match again, how are you gonna top this? What are you gonna do differently to make this match surpass this match? We will see. There are a lot of things that happened tonight that was just absolutely crazy. Another thing that I forgot to talk about that happened also, Will Ospreay is back in AEW. He is coming back from his neck surgery. He I don't know exactly where, what vertebrae are done, but he had fused or what happened, but he is back and almost in time for Wembley Stadium, All In, and that's gonna be good. That's gonna be cool. So, and I think his next opponent looks like it's gonna be, you know, John Moxley. So there you go. As of the main event, I honestly feel like it was crazy. I was expecting somebody to come out at the end and like a big surprise. I don't know if I really wasn't following if there's any, free agents that are out right now that are big time. I mean, we could have got a Karrion Cross, something along those lines, someone big coming back out or even returning. I don't know if Samoa Joe's still record or still filming for Twisted Metal. But nonetheless, or I think he's injured. I think he's really legit injured, but I'm not. Either way, I was expecting someone to come out, but no one came out. So, that is your AEW Revolution pay-per-view from LA, California, from the Crypto Arena, which is the Staples Center. Let everybody know, the Staples Center. Staples Center. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's been almost 6 months that I haven't done the podcast, the CrossYouOut podcast. I've been doing Fools on Film for the last 6 months or so, almost. But when I have a chance, I'll be able to come back on, do this. I hope the new setup looks good, sounds good, and yeah. Again, next time I'll come back, I will do a pocket dump because I got some stuff that I want to kind of show you guys. I mean, really, nothing really has changed for my carry, but for the most part, it has changed. So, what else? The next episode of the Foods on Film, we will be talking about Adam Sandler movies. So come and tune on that one. And yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So that wraps it up. So with that being said, cross out. Good night, everybody.
It's the CrossYouOut podcast.